In this tutorial I'll be using Photoshop to show you how the top magazines and top photographers use Photoshop or another imaging program to improve their pictures. For this tutorial we'll be using Cameron Diaz without makeup, and we're gonna spoof her up a little bit so she looks better. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit. The first thing you'll notice is the lines on her forehead. There's two ways we can do this. We can use the smudge tool and just smudge it off, or we can just select it all and do a Gaussian blur. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, and we can add a little bit to make it all smooth. Okay, her forehead is smooth. Maybe too smooth. So, we have another thing. It's called noise. Filter, add noise, and we can add a little noise. And we can add it just to that spot if we want, but I'm lazy right now. But as you can see, it grains it a little bit, as you would see in a normal photograph, and it makes it blend. Okay. Now her eyes are a bit glazed. Maybe a bit of marijuana for the Miss Diaz. So we can use Control U to lighten them a bit. And we'll do the same thing with the other side. This is a free selection tool. Control U, lighten. Okay. Now, it looks a bit abnormal in the corner for some reason, so I'm going to smudge it slightly. Okay, now it looks a little bit more rounded. Maybe. Okay, let's do the other eye. So Miss Diaz is now looking less of a stoner. Control U. Lighten. See how much? Okay, that's fine. Okay. You'll also notice a little slight darkness under her eye, so we can also eliminate that with either a Gaussian blur or the smudge tools. This one. Just make the diameter a little bit bigger. We'll make the strength not so high. Ooh, she's looking younger. Okay. Now the other eye. Okay. It's a little bit too smudged maybe right there, but it'll do. That's how the photographers do it. And they take out these lines too. They just make it a completely smooth face. While we're here, we can just smudge other things. And we can hire her cheekbones too. Why not? Why not? Okay, let's make it a little bigger so I can get a good definition. Okay, actual pictures. She's looking better already. We can lighten her eyes. It's a free selection tool. Let's zoom in a bit, because it's just easier to work with. Going to select her eye, do the same thing, Control U. We're not going to lighten it this time, it doesn't look good. Let's saturate it. That looks evil, doesn't it? Maybe we can use Control B. It can change the color contrast. natural balance. So we can make our eyes a beautiful blue on both sides instead of this darkened green, I guess. Okay. Now this is still grained like a normal picture would be. The magazines and all those media people like to completely blur everything, even the graining, so it gives us a natural plastic look. What am I doing? So we're making her a little bit more plasticky, and this is how you would see her in the magazines. So it's accurate. Select her lips. We're gonna make them a bit more red. You have to have it. It helps if you clean it out once in a while. You just unclip it and take out all the fuzz that might be there. It's really a lot easier than most people think. Shadows, maybe. This does the darkening, the darker colors. Okay. We just bruised her lips. We have to do both sides. We missed this small part. I'm gonna do it real quick too. Okay. Balance. Red. Redder. Even redder. Red. Okay. Okay. That blended in a bit. Maybe I'm selecting too much, I don't know. It'll turn out, we'll see. And maybe a little less red for the top. We don't want it orange. Maybe we messed up. Okay. Now she looks okay. That's the eraser tool. I missed the smudge tool. Let's give her less of a fish mouth. Okay. Okay. Great. She's looking good now. Now we can do the brightness on the whole thing. Oops. Higher the lightness. That doesn't look good. Saturation. Slightly higher the saturation. So she has more color to her skin. We can use the darkening tool. Hit her cheeks. That's way too dark. It's 100%. And you can mess with this. It depends. Make her hair darker. More volume. Okay. I just bruised her. Whatever looks good. You can mess with it. But this is basically what they do, and you end up with a really pretty picture of what was not as good. This tutorial has been brought to you by arte2.com. Check us out for more tutorials. Thanks for listening.